working.
When we look about the combination of how it is that we affect our own thought, and the only animal on earth that was given the ability to be in control of our thoughts. Now, that doesn't mean that you are, that just means you were given the gift, but most people haven't been taught, well, how do I play the strings to make it so that I can? And when we look at the 5 core things involved, the one, understanding the 4 parts of how the brain works and processes, the importance of having a purpose so you have a destination to go to, understanding what talent am I going to need to get what I want, understanding nothing happens unless an action is put into motion, but the mindset makes the actions matter. And the emotions that you feel are positive. And when we look at the 7 gears, that is the transmission that regulates the brain model engine, and if we can get into a positive state of mind, that is the fuel that keeps you in that positive state. So starting your day just by saying, and every morning I go through this exercise, I'm going to give the extra mile. I'm going to do whatever it takes. This team is not going to be waiting for me. I'm the leader. They can't wait for me. I'm going the extra mile. And every single leader of every single entity ought to feel the same way. Personal initiative. When do you start? Do you start after you have your cup of coffee and an hour of chit chat? Or do you walk in knowing exactly what to do and the actions that are related to your role to get what you want in your how experience the process? I've got the personal initiative to start. And then the sister and brother of that is that personal discipline. It doesn't always go easy. There are interruptions. So having the time blocks that when I'm in that time block, even if there is something, an emergency going on, I'm going to handle that emergency, but I'm still going back to my time blocks, and I'm not going to lose my day because of an emergency. We're going to have those. And then, the idea of the 4th gear of simply to be present. We're involved in these different time blocks, and half the time we have drift from every other time block. So when somebody looks at what we're doing, it looks chaotic because it is chaos. Don't allow that to happen. And then when we look at, controlled enthusiasm, we're all stuffed differently. Some of us, get so animated, like me, I have to calm myself down a little. And others are a little quiet. They're a paced temperament, and they know they have to maybe raise their up a little bit, but be interesting. So control that and have a balanced personality and enthusiasm. And then when we get to the accurate thought, our reticular activation system of the brain model, it is the one that regulates our thought. We have about 130 thought signals that go to our brain every second. But our brain is stuffed to only accept something that we already agree on. What if you were stuffed with things that aren't accurate? We should challenge what we think, research what we think, because it's the foundation in which we build our lives on. So incredibly. Now, those 6 gears, when I shift through them all, now I'm in overdrive. Overdrive is creativity. That's when I'm driving, I'm able to gaze left and gaze right. And along that travel to my destination, sometimes I find the greatest gifts were the big ideas that you looked at by just seeing things so clearly. And I'm able to take some of those big ideas, and they are in harmony with my purpose, and I can bring them in to my process and continually to grow and continually to change and never be a victim of not being relevant at the time.